Hello my friends, this is Bud Brown living in Dumaguete City, Philippines. And I hope everybody's doing good. Even if you're locked down, you're still doing things, reading, watching TV, and enjoying yourself as much as you can be. But anyway, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about this video. It's under the theme of, it seemed like a good idea at the time. As you know, my hobby and my passion is learning languages and studying languages. When I was a young man, about 22, 23 years old, I worked at this place that taught English to foreigners. There was about 15, 20 people from all over the world, and they were mostly young people. But there was two brothers there. They were from India, and they were from a certain part of India, northeast, called Punjab. And I'm sure you may have seen pictures or maybe even firsthand. The Punjabi people, they're not all this particular religion, but a large majority are what they call Sikh, and sometimes pronounced Sikh and sometimes pronounced Sikh, but S-I-K-H. And they're noticeable because they wear a turban and a beard, and then they also have a bracelet and even a little sword and special undergarments. But what I wanted to say was, these two young men, very nice, high integrity, high honor, and I was very impressed by. I mean, we were about the same age. I was 23 or so, and I think they were like 21 or 21. Well, they said that now this was almost 50 years ago, 45 years or so. But anyway, so it may be different now. But at that time, they said they were going back to India to get married. Well, of course, my American mentality, I said, oh, is that your girlfriend or your fiance? They said, no, we never met her. What? You're going to marry this lady you never met before? They said, yeah. It's kind of like, what's wrong with that? I'm thinking, what? Hold on here. So my first thought, how do you know if you love her? Because that's a big deal, you know, in our society when you get married, love. And they said, as long as she belongs to a Sikh family and is born and raised into the, Punjabi culture, society, she'll be a good mom and a good wife. And I thought to myself, that's amazing. And I've always kind of wondered, whatever happened to him. So maybe one day. But I give you that background because at the time I said to myself, I wanted to learn that language, Punjabi. So one of the things that I'm doing here, probably no surprise to a lot of my friends, that it gives me an opportunity to study more languages more often. And I gave myself a 30-day challenge to get a good start on Punjabi language. It's an Indian language. The main language is Hindi, but Punjabi is also, one of the major languages, or one of the languages. So I said, for the sake of those two brothers, and periodically, well, I can't say too often, but I have seen Punjabi young men here in Dumaguete. And I said, man, that would be cool to come up to them and say to them, Sat Sri Akal, main American hai, I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, to speak Punjabi. So I also thought, and here's the part where it seemed like a good idea at the time. I thought, you know what, the Punjabi men are noted, for the turbans and for their beard. And wouldn't it be kind of cool if I just grew a beard, for these 30 days? I don't know how much it's going to be, not going to be too much, but it would be a beard. And I have worn beards before. So I said, okay, starting, I wanted to start in May, but it's May 1st right now. So last week I started my first class with Punjabi. I got the teacher, and I told him when I first saw him, I said, oh, you look like a Punjabi warrior, because they're noted for their strength and their honesty, their integrity, and their bravery. Well, once again, I'm on Italki, the language learning website, and I'm getting ready to have my first class in Punjabi. He just said, hey. And even their religion tells them they must protect the underdog. So that's symbolically why they carry this little sword or little dagger on their side. So anyway, it was a good lesson, and I'm going to continue to take it often. But I said, I'm going to start growing a beard. So last week I started to grow a beard, and I could feel it. I didn't really look in the mirror, but I could feel it growing out. And then when I got up this morning and I did look in the mirror, oh my gosh, it looked horrible. And so I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta shave. So I did shave. I feel good now. But I want to tell you a little story about when I used to have a kind of a goatee thing. I had it for many, many years. And when I first started growing a beard, even now, it comes out, well, now it's gray, but it would, even when I was a young man, it came out kind of white, just real small, but white. And then after about a week, it gets dark and it starts to take shape and looks better. So one day I had a bright idea, you know, to kind of give that darkness a head start. I'll just use that mascara. You've seen those little sticks that got a little brush, so women use them for their eyelashes. Well, I go get black mascara and just kind of, you know, darken it up a little bit, just to give it a good head start. Well, one day we were in a Safeway. Gloria went into Safeway to get something, and I'm sitting out in the parking lot as my usual habit, waiting for her. And I thought, well, you know, while she's in there, I'm going to go ahead and get that mascara. But I'm kind of a little bit embarrassed to buy mascara. So I went in and I went to and I got the mascara, the dark one, and I just said to myself, I'll just pretend like I'm buying it for my wife. You know, they don't know who she is. So I go up to the cashier, and instead of just buying it, you know, I have to say, well, I think that's what she used. I think that's her brand. I think that's her color. I look over to my left. Lo and behold, here comes Gloria. Oh. So she comes, she said, what are you buying? I said, oh, this is the kind that you use, right? You know, wink, wink, jab, jab. She said, if you know her, she doesn't know wink, wink, jab, jab. She said, what are you talking about? You know I don't use makeup. What are you buying that for? Honey, this is for you. I thought you said you needed some. You ran out. She says, what are you talking about? I don't use that. I don't use any makeup. What is that for? What are you getting that for? So I just said, how much is it? And I bought it, and I said, I'll meet you out in the car. I was so embarrassed. Oh, I wish that I didn't feel that I had to, you know, make excuses. If I want to go buy it, I just buy it. Who cares? And probably the cashier, she could probably care less. I thought she was going to look at me funny. So anyway, no more mustaches and no more beards for me. Besides that, they're kind of itchy here and it's kind of hot for me. But some guys look good in it. But when I saw my picture, my photo, or myself in the mirror this morning, no, not going to happen. But anyway, I still am going to try to learn Punjabi. So anyway, just a little story that I thought I'd share with you this morning. Hope everybody's having a good time and staying safe. And I hope that we'll come out of this, smelling good and better than when we went in. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.